So, would you mind taking us through a day of aerial firefighting? Like, when would you find out that that you were needed for that kind of operation?
Right now? Yeah, well, normally, I was based out of Thompson with the water bombers, but
Oh, okay.
during the spring and fall, we did fly out of Gimli. And I did fly out of the PA, but nevertheless, it was all the same. We usually showed up at the airport around 10 o'clock in the morning, unless there was a big fire flap going on.
Yeah.
We'd get the airplane ready, and if it was a cool day, we'd probably run the engines up, warm them up, get the oil temperature up and ready to go. And just sit around and wait until you were called. Some days
Yeah.
you didn't get calls, some days you got called 3 or 4 times.
Oh, okay. And would it be the government that was organizing this, or would
Natural Resources.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Natural Resources is totally in charge.
Yeah.
Government Air operates the airplanes. Yeah. If things come to push and shove and all that, Natural Resources owns the airplanes, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're theirs. And they dictate. You have a federal agency here, SIFC, that keeps track of where all the fire equipment is located in Canada. You know.
Okay.
And if, say, Saskatchewan is called over to Alberta or up to the territories, we'll move over to Saskatchewan.
Oh, okay.
Or we'll get pretty damn close.
Yeah.
They'll put us up into Lynn Lake, which is just across the border. And we often went over to Ontario and based ourselves in Kenora or Dryden or something like that.
Yeah.
Because Ontario is a big province, and when their airplanes move over the east side of the province, and then we'd move over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or we'd be,
compensate.
if they didn't go too far, we'd just stay in Gimli. But most of the time we go over to Kenora or Dryden. We've been to Quebec. Quebec's been out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, showing off their 415s, and we're still driving our 215s.
So,
3 years ago, we started getting 415s.
yeah.
After I retired, then they got the 415s.
Oh. How does the new one, the 415, compare? Is it just the engine change, or is it?
It's an engine change. They all got the identical cockpit in, which is a professional cockpit.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very nice. I've been in, I've seen it. I was really impressed. And the water system on it, the door system on it, the CL215 has 2 doors on it. There's 2 tanks.
Oh, okay.
And you can drop them both at the same time, or one then the other. And it's basically the same idea on the 415, but it has 4 doors on it. And the tanks are a little bit bigger on the 415, and the engine servicing on it, we don't even have to go up on top of the airplane anymore. We used to have to go up on top of the 215 to put oil in the engines.
Oh, yeah.
And all that, and go up there and make sure all the engine stuff was there, because quite often the exhaust stacks would break off and the exhaust pipes. On the 415, if you need to add oil to the engines, there's an oil tank down in the cabin.
Oh.
You push a button, and it replenishes the oil in the engine. Oh, that life sucks. And they have a single point refueling on them, which is on the side of the airplane, and the fuel truck just comes and plugs into the airplane and tops up the fuel.
So how many people would work in the crew of a water bomber?
Just 2.
2?
When you're flying,
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go to province, we'd always have 2 engineers with us.
Okay.
Yeah, a group is 2 airplanes and a bird dog. So if we went out as a group and went someplace, we had 2 engineers.
Okay.
Each airplane has an engineer. Yeah. And then you'd have the bird dog officer on the bird dog, plus the bird dog pilot.
Yeah. What kind of plane would you use for the?
They use Cessna 310s.
Oh, okay.
With twin-engine airplane, it's fairly fast. You have to have an airplane, a bird dog airplane, that can beat the water bomber to the fire.
Oh, okay.
And we had gone over to Ontario where they were using Cessna 337s push pulls,
Okay.
and it was all they could do to keep up with the 215.
So how do you know that you get the call that you're needed? How do you know which lake to draw your water from? Is that pre-organized?
Yeah,
Or?
no, it's up to the tanker pilots to check
okay.
it out. The bird dog pilot will suggest.
Yeah.
Of course, you want one as close as possible to
Yeah.
the fire. He'll suggest, but then the tanker pilots will go and look. Well, rocks are a big concern. They do a lot of damage.
So you wait till you do a flyover.
We'll do a fly over the lake and make sure everything's tickety-boo and the two tankers will agree with each other.
Yeah.
And then in you go. And if the water is glassy, like no wind,
Yeah.
what we'll do is we'll put a charge of retardant into the tank, which is basically soap.
Oh yeah.
Short-term retardant. And the first glassy water landing is, you really have to pay attention. And you load your water in the tank, and then of course the soap all foams up and it goes out the overflow and onto the lake. And then when we come around again, then you got something to judge by, and you can land no problem at all.
Okay.
That's just one of the tricks. But the pilots really, really like the 415s,
Yeah.
you know, and
I've heard that.
they'll keep 2 in Gimli and they'll keep 2 in Thompson, and the gang in the PA there, they still have 215s because traditionally now there's very little fire action in the PA for some reason. I don't know why. That's mainly because all the trees have been cut down for the paper mill up there.